now, your KRCG 13 Weather Authority First Weather.
It's overcast across the area, but temperature is still pretty good. It is Culver's night here in Jefferson City for the Special Olympics Missouri and the Polar Plunge coming up here on Saturday at Public Beach number 2 at Lake of the Ozarks. Again, if you're coming out to Culver's tonight, everything that you would buy, 10% is being donated towards the Super Plunge that I'm doing on Friday, and again, all benefiting Special Olympics Missouri. As far as weather, you might have heard the S word in the forecast, but nothing to worry about the area tonight. We do have overcast skies. Here's a live look across the Capitol right now on our Scruggs Lumber camera, revealing those overcast skies. As far as the satellite, well, the satellite's showing the cloudy skies, and the radar showing a little bit of light rain, and we may encounter a little light rain tonight. Overall, though, we are going to find fairly dry conditions. Looking at low to mid 40s for our temperatures right now. Columbia at 44 degrees, Jefferson City at 45, and areas along I-44 do have a little bit of a worry overnight into the morning tomorrow, as there is a winter weather advisory in effect until noon for the Rolla area in Phelps County. As far as here through most of central Missouri, we could find a few sprinkles between now and about midnight. After midnight, when temperatures drop into the 30s, we may find a few flurries, but nothing in the way of any major accumulation for the Jefferson City or Columbia areas. We will talk a little bit more about some warmer forecast coming up over the next couple of days, plus how long will that warm temperature stick around? All coming up in a few minutes. Megan.
And now, your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
Welcome back to Culver's in Jefferson City. It is Special Olympics night, of course, helping out the Polar Plunge coming up on Saturday, February 27th at Lake of the Ozarks. With me now is the plunge planner extraordinaire, Crystal Schuster. And we, of course, had several conversations over the last couple weeks of making sure we can get everything set up, ready to go for this weekend. How are things going as of today?
They're going really well. Our numbers keep shooting up. It amazes me the last week how many people decide, I think they watch you and decide what the weather's going to be like to know if they're going to come out or not, because the last couple days our numbers have really started going up, but the weather looks like it's going to be great, so that'll bring a lot of people out.
Yeah, it is. If you're wondering, yes, the weather is looking great for this weekend. As far as folks that have done this, of course, this isn't the first year for the plunge, but we're coming up on, we just hit a big year last year. Where are we at now?
This is our 21st year to do it, so quite a long time, and we actually have 5 people who have plunged all 21 years.
Yeah, one of them, or a couple of them are in the Super Plunge, is that right?
2 of them.
2 of them, in fact. So again, if you're not familiar with the Super Plunge, that's the 24 plunges in 24 hours. I'll be doing that with 12 other wonderful, crazy folks.
Yes, absolutely.
And as far as if someone wants to get involved with the Polar Plunge, how can they get that information? Let's say, you know what, the weather's good enough this weekend. I'm not going to freeze too bad. I want to sign up. How can they do that?
Well, then go to our website at somo.org/plunge and just click on the Lake Ozark event, and then from there, that'll take them right through the registration process. There's a minimum donation of $75, but you can raise more, for our athletes, and the more you raise, the more incentives you get. So it's not too late. You can wake up that morning and decide to come down, and you can fill out a registration form that day and do it.
And for something that I know we did this last year, but what about the little ones?
The Pee Wee Plunge.
Yes.
This is our 2nd year for the Pee Wee Plunge, and we already have 14 little ones signed up and several calls of people asking if they can come out that day, and that's just a minimum donation of $25. And those 14 that are signed up have already raised close to $500.
That's fantastic. And that's a different day. That's Friday, correct?
That's Friday night at 6:30, and it'll be right down by the Super Plungers, so you guys will get to come up and hang out with the little guys for a little bit.
We'll show them what to do.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Crystal, thank you so much. Shiver Bear, Keith, of course, Chris, and this is Chris inside Shiver Bear, Special Olympic athletes. Again, we're doing this all for these guys and their counterparts, not only here in mid-Missouri, but all across the state with this wonderful event. Thank you guys so much. Weather, let's get into that because we got a possibility of a little bit of rain across the area tonight. Temperatures are going to stay above freezing, so for most of us, it's going to be in the way of liquid rain. So some good news there, but we could find a few sprinkles between now and say midnight or so. Winds are going to start to pick up out of the north, and now to bring in some much colder temperatures as we get into the overnight hours. As far as right now, a little bit of light rain showing up on the radar north of Columbia and starting to make its way a little bit to the south. You can expect to find a few sprinkles with that. As far as temperatures right now, we are in the 40s, still seasonal for this time of year. 45 degrees right now at the lake, 42 in Versailles. Columbia right now, you're at 44 degrees. Here is a live look across the capital, our Scruggs Lumber camera. Conditions right now 45 degrees with those winds out of the north to northeast at 9 miles per hour. The bigger picture, you can see some showers, some thunderstorms down to the south from Tulsa over towards Fayetteville across parts of Arkansas. As temperatures drop later on tonight, a lot of that rain is going to change over into snow, and that is going to take an impact on parts of mid-Missouri, mainly for areas along I-44 and to the south and east. Here's that hour-by-hour forecast. As we go through the rest of your evening, we will find a little bit of that light rain, but notice by tomorrow morning that changes over to all snow, impacting areas from Fort Leonard Wood over to Rolla and in towards St. Louis. By the late part of the afternoon, though, we are going to find that moving out of here, and I do think we'll find just a few flurries possible. Overall, though, most of us, this is going to be a non-event, but for a few areas, they could pick up a couple inches of some snow, and once again, that's mainly for areas along I-44 from Rolla into St. Louis. Clearing skies as we get into your Thursday and into the weekend, but those snow totals possibly upwards of about 2 to maybe 3 inches along that I-44 corridor area, and a winter weather advisory is in effect until noon on Wednesday for Rolla and Phelps County. Your 7-day forecast will keep temperatures basically above freezing, 34 tomorrow morning, 43 for the afternoon. A little more sunshine for your Thursday, 41, and then we're warming up for Friday, 48 degrees. Looking ahead to the weekend and the Polar Plunge, temperatures in the 60s. We could find a little more light rain on Sunday with temperatures continuing in the 60s. We're at Culver's, Jefferson City tonight, benefiting Special Olympics Missouri and the Polar Plunge coming up this Saturday, Megan. Welcome back. We are at Culver's in Jefferson City, supporting Special Olympics Missouri and the Polar Plunge coming up at Lake of the Ozarks this weekend. Of course, registered to be a Super Plunger this year, 24 plunges in 24 hours, and all the proceeds from tonight will go benefit Special Olympics Missouri. In fact, Culver's is donating 10% of your food bill towards the cause. Again, a wonderful night, and if you are out and about early tomorrow morning, especially for areas along I-44, you want to be careful. You do have a chance for some snow from Fort Leonard Wood over towards Rolla, Vichy, and on up off I-44 into St. Louis. For most of us, we'll find a little bit of light rain, maybe a few sprinkles here this evening, and even a few flurries early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, not much in the way of accumulation for most of us. 34 when you wake up to 43 for the afternoon. We'll find dry conditions for the afternoon, but breezy. Temperatures a little cooler for Thursday. We'll find the sunshine returning, 41 degrees. Warming up into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees for Friday. And as we get into the weekend for the Polar Plunge, we're going to find high temperatures in the 60s. Again, a wonderful organization. If you're interested in becoming a plunger, you can head over to somo.org/plunge, Megan.